Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the exciting, liberty, and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one and only master of propaganda here, like defender of the fatherland of it, 2v2. Oh, and you guessed it, it is Campbell's convoy. In the south, it is the Kampfgruppe Burchardt here with the Bambone, and Qhunter fighting here with the German army, Deutschland. Here with the Wehrmacht and the DAK. Got bikes and panzergrenadiers, we got Campbells. Versus north, it is Laconia, it is ToniM, Montana, fighting here for the British Empire. Here with the 7th Armoured Division, the Desert Rats, number 1 and number 3 companies, as the Kampfgruppe Burchardt pushes onwards. South side here, Campbells will be advancing, so obviously DAK or Axis got to focus just grabbing as much terrain as fast as possible, whereas the Allies are focusing on just getting more boots on the ground for more long-term combat. Also got the Australian defense here out of Tony Montana there, the Aussies there with their Lee Enfields, and of course their fancy Australian hats. And sections there, of course, advancing up here for Laconia, who is not going for Australians, at least not right away. Looks like we might see the first engagement. Nope, Pioneers diving out of the way just in time. In the south, Campbells forwards here. Of course, vehicles like Campbells and bike can be quite effective on a map like this. They can quickly cross the distance between the various resource points and seize them fast. Of course, in the case of the Qhunter, they're also quite defenseless once they get shot at, whereas the bike can at least somewhat defend itself. Pioneers out here for Qhunter. Bambone continues northwards here. And we got an MG42. Most players would go for a bit more infantry before that, but that's not exactly a hard rule you have to adhere to. But typically do want like 2 infantry squads and MG42, and then you can like either go for heavy tier 1 with a grenadier squad more and some officers' quarters, or you can try and take ahead. Up here, the Panzer goes to the 2 sections, definitely outgunned here. Not a great engagement for Bambone, and generally should withdraw here soon enough. Like, it's just absolutely a loss there for the Germans. Suffered a lot of needless manpower losses overall, and didn't even like only got 1 Britain in return. So not exactly great economy here for Bambone, and he should have withdrawn much sooner. Like, just 2 on 1 is never going to work out unless like your unit is significantly stronger in some way or the other. Panzer Piano versus Sappers, Car-9 TKs there versus Sten guns. More Grenadiers out here for Mr. Tony Montana. No, could be Qhunter, not Tony Montana. He's the other Brit. Got some mines down here. There we go. Section team to push forward. MG4 to the up here. Oh, it's setting up the wrong direction. Woof. Yeah, he retreats here. Only choice you can really make then when you're caught out of position like that. With an MG, you just retreat. More troops converging on the center here. Brutal British push here. Sappers laying down sandbags at a time. Clearly anticipating some fighting around here, which is interesting. Grenadiers are being swarmed again. Just not much they can do. It's 3 on 1. Again, not a great engagement. Not one where you really have a lot to do again, unless like just, again, the quality difference is huge enough. And it just wasn't there, obviously. Grenadiers versus 2 regular sections and an Australian section. Not a, snowball chance in hell for the Grenadiers to win that one. Not even in their wildest Pervitin-fueled dreams. So yeah, slowly turning around here again with the arrival of more German troops. The situation is slowly turning. We got more Panzer Grenadiers than from Bambone, though he did lose his bike. It did went kaboom. In the south, the Grenadiers keeping the southern victory point out of Australian hands for now. Slowly flanking around here, not a bad idea at all. Back here, fresh wave of troops. We got the Panzer Grenadier companies. Yeah, light tier 1. Fast Panzer Grenadier Company, they're pretty solid choice, I think, for a 2v2 map like this in particular. Basil being very upset by something in the background. I don't quite know what it is. Fairly certainly has been fed, though, but you know how cats are. They've not been fed until they said they've been fed. Oh dear. He's trying to lay down multiple mines here, but isn't finishing them. Not a bad idea, though. I do like it. Of course, in this case, does mean he can like quickly cancel both of them if he wants to. Oh, he's going to try and bait them into it. Yup. Only lost Nigel there, and then he cancels the other one. Good Lord, Nigel! I told you to be careful! Well, I can't really tell you anymore because you're dead. I feel fine! Shut it, Nigel! We've got triple sections mortar out there for Laconia, popping over to ToniM with triple Australians, and the sapper section got that upgrade there for the light support company out of Bambone, and over to Qhunter, who's going for the 251 Mittlerer Schützenpanzerwagen. Very likely it's going to be a Stummel here, in particular on a map like this. The Stummel is going to be a great support tool here against the infantry. Of course, versus the Humber, it will struggle a bit until it can get veterans one going, at which point, you know, that blinding shot can help a bit. Yeah, Stummel on the way there. Got the ambulance out here to support the German Truppen at the front line. And thankfully, no Americans about. I mean, it's still going to be a target, but less fanatical ambulance hating forces out in the field. You know, the cult of ambulance hatred, which is very much, you know, integral to the modern American identity. In the south, the Grenadiers catching the Sabres here. And a push on the fuel point here, though, is thwarted. But we got the Stummel almost ready here for Qhunter. Almost. And there we go, Humber arriving. That's going to quickly force things in a bit of... There we go. Half decent shot, nothing amazing now. But the Grenadiers are definitely halts the Humber from pushing in, since that would have been a panda fast shot there. Machinery positioning into this position already covered by smoke. Bit risky here. We'll have to see, we got packs and anti-tank guns all the way there for both sides. Qhunter continues not to pick a battle group. At this stage, it could be anything, though. So that's kind of how a lot of the Wehrmacht battle groups kind of feel like they're designed. It's just, it could be anything. So it's hard to say. We do get the pack 30 call in here by Bambone. Stummel took a hell of a hit here from... Humber took a hell of a hit from the Stummel. We got Panzer guns as well there for Qhunter. The Stummel would see service throughout most of the war. It was one of the, I think, original variations there on the 250.5 track.
Victory point is under enemy control.
And in fact, the whole Stummel bit would actually be passed on to other vehicles as well, like the 250 half track. Even the heavy armored cars, like the Arctard, even had like the Stummel can as well. In fact, it's even in the game files, or at least they made models for it. Like, basically, some studio that apparently made all the models for the game here. Just basically, you can actually find that Stummel armored car there as well. So, fun fact, even the later 234. Later, the successor to the Arctard, which would also, the basis of the Puma, also had a Stummel version of it. Fun fact. That one would also, though, have the Pack Wagon, which is a Pack 40 mounted on. It would even be, like, very late into the war, a Pack 40 mounted on the 250 half track. But enough about half tracks. We got a pit push here by the British South-Frontier Pioneers. Absolutely outgunned, are quickly being forced back here. As the tally-ho comes in there, Stummel arriving fairly boldly here by Qhunter. I think that's a bit of a mistake there, to put it gently. He's actually got lucky his opponent was a bit more cautious, otherwise he could have dashed right behind that, but have done. But there, got Pack Force arriving, and we got the blinding shot here. Anti-tank gun firing, but the shot goes wide. Very lucky there for Tony Montana. Incredibly fortunate.
Sector overrun.
That probably wouldn't have still enough to take out the Humber, but it would have been a much weaker position then. Grenadiers pushing forwards here. Worth noting, Tony Montana's not going for the 2-pounder guns here, so could be planning set up for later down Bofors and 17-pounder guns. Stuart ramming here, though, for Laconia there. And got the tank command upgrade for it as well there. Flanking in here in the center there. We got Bambone just slowly pushing in. He's also been focused up north. Stummel around here. Grenadiers in a really bad spot. Need to retreat here. And now, of course, with the Stuart occupying the Pack 40, the Humber dives in here. We get the Mark target ability, but there you go. Blinding shot return there. Absolutely slamming into the Humber. With the force of a chain smoking aunt. And we got the Australians just withdrawing. They're having suffered quite a bit there to the Stummel. Meanwhile, we got bunkers on the way for Qhunter. A medic bunker. Very, very likely. Up north, the fuel point has been seized by German troops at the Kampfgruppe Burchardt. And typically, German Kampfgruppen would be named after the commanding officer. Or any other similar units like AHA, put together like the Sperrverbande or just Verbande. Verband. Fun fact there. The only exception would be if you'd like to designate that a division was actually at fairly low strength, in which case they would designate as a Kampfgruppe. which they actually used correctly in companies once in the Panzer opposing front campaign. They called it the Kampfgruppe, which was technically correct because the Panzer division opposite that stage would not have been great strength, even though, of course, it was there standing for the SS divisions. But again, they would also been designated as, like, you know, the Kampfgruppe Burchardt and so on there. So they all found fat. Up north, the man goes off and the Panther Pioneers Stuart rushing in. Still the Allies very much in the back foot here. Germans utilising firepower and aggression here quite well. Qhunter with the Panzer Company fixing up the Humber there. In the south, German forces pushing forwards. Could, of course, consider laying down some mines additionally, and once they've done fixing up the Stummel here. Also, quick side note, but they would also have a machine gun here. Typically, I think mounted right above it to be fired at, or I think it'll crack. But anyway, that would have a machine gun as well. Just a quick side note. Which I think was side mounted besides the gun right about there. But anyways, enough about that. Humber there slammed by the pack. Meanwhile, got a big Australian push here. Charging in there. Like at, I guess, Gazala? Anyways. Falls back there. Bit ruthless, bit reckless, but at the same time, bit tough to also easily punish when they just got so many wrecky packages. Meaning even a machine heavy cover could quickly like, suffer a lot of damage if it's unlucky and lose the gunner. We got British mortar fire. We also got Air and Sea here selected by Laconia with the LMG commandos there. Very powerful, in particular with a bit of training. They can pack an immense amount of DPS. Should not be taken lightly, and they can easily outdo more expensive elite infantry. Certainly eat apart like anything below them. There's definitely a very aggressive push. Also factor in the Stuart, which further buffs them. That is a really bad news here. That said, of course, there's still one big issue for the Allies, which is they have next to map control. Also, back to Laconia there, got so caught up in my explanations, I do apologize. I do apologize. 6 pounder guns there for Laconia. We got the commanders that are laying down hair fire with their Vickers K and their Lee Enfields. Got the Humber finally. That's a big thorn there removing the side. Commanders probably should withdraw there from that engagement. They're light versus heavy cover. Even if so far they're suffering no real damage, but as soon as the troops drawing the fire away from them are retreating, yeah, they're gonna have to withdraw as well. Yeah, better see and go, cat.
Light vehicles can now raid enemy territory and capture resources.
Yeah. And we got the resource cache up for Laconia. Of course, courtesy of the battle group, it can be built automatically. And it's cheaper.
The enemy has claimed our territory for their own.
That's a bit of significant edge there. Command saying Norfolk's there.
Maintain the front line. The enemy have 250 points left.
Note that for some reason, like they did in CoH2 and CoH1, but they pretty much put them in the same uniform as the British Airborne. I think they even got the badge of the British 1st Airborne Division just to make things extra fun. Yeah, they would not have worn Airborne Division uniforms, I believe. But again, the British paratroopers, which for some reason they continue to just not add in. South side here, the plane is against the British advance here under Tony Montana there, Stummel. Blasting the Australians up north here. The fight for the fuel point continues here. Laconia, unfortunately, was forced to withdraw here. And the Germans got the triple cap still going. They got a massive lead here with the Allies. 455 versus 210 is not good for the Allies. And there will, of course, be a need to, like, you know, somehow turn the tide here very fast.
We have manpower available for use.
Panzer 3 still over Bambone. The Panzerkampfwagen 3 Ausführung L. In the south, British forces, mostly Australian forces moving in. We do get Qhunter moving in some forces to try and halt that for now. Anything out of his Panzer Company yet, though? I mean, while he did build it, I don't think we've seen even like a single Starstorm squad out of him, if anything.
Territory lost.
Which does stand out a bit. Of course, could be that Qhunter had his own priorities. Up north here, section standing ready. Further up north, Panzer pushing forward, supported by the Leichter Schützen Panzerwagen. And the Panzer 3 has arrived here. The Panzerkampfwagen 3 Ausführung L. Stummel dashing, but it's Vetsy too. It's also very low in health, popping smoke here. which of course means he's gone for Mechanized. Otherwise, that Stummel would have been very much toast. The only thing that saved is just the smoke. That's definitely Mechanized. Could of course been a Panther eventually, likely will. Could also be Hummels. Yeah, triple Australians are quadruple, in fact, just you see with a marksman shot, they just in a matter of moments just deals immense amount of damage to those Panzer grenades in a matter of seconds. Nice use of the smoke screen here, by the way, by Qhunter to cover the trick there. Thumbs up. Not a lot of players are like quite good at covering up their retreating units, but he did it. So thumbs up there to Qhunter. That was beautiful. Still, with this, the Allies are starting to make better progress against the German army. But they did hit a mine, suffering several Australian casualties. Tony Montana continues to be very focused on just horde tactics. Again, relying in a sense just, of Alpha Strike tactics. There's the huge amount of DPS they can quickly build out. The way again with all the scope rifles, they can ignore cover, toss in the marksman shot. They can just very quickly show the focus on that Panzer Grenadier squad, almost wipe out a unit before the opponent really has a chance to react. So, very nasty tactic. I mean, the machine, of course, getting flanked here. When he has to, of course, he can quickly split up his forces. And again, the machine gun here with no real cover is very quickly dealt with. Almost wiped out, in fact. John Punter has arrived, and that will definitely be a problem there for Tony Montana. Popping back to him and to Qhunter. Going for armored sides. Good. Thumbs up. Rarely see anyone building them for the Sturmpanzers nowadays, but it does make them a bit tougher there. That's definitely something that should be considered. Head-on assault again here, though, from Bambone. Charging at the British and, unsurprisingly, suffering heavy casualties in the progress. The commandos counter-attacking there in the center-south. We see here, though, Tony Montana being slowly forced off as the counter-attack here from Qhunter is underway. Sturmpanzer fears ready. Got 156 of 426 allies still massively behind the German army, and there you go, about to take out the Pak 38 here. German Panzer Pioneers still leap upon it and keep it safe. Sappers force back in the south. Massive explosions there as trucks are being ruined. Qhunter floating a lot of manpower here, almost 1,000. I would strongly urge him to, get some more stuff out there, like Starstorm. Of course, again, with that many Australians, they're going to struggle, but still could be an idea. Mortars, more MG42s, but I don't think you should be floating near 1,000 manpower. You can build, like, caches. I mean, that could be an excellent idea, too. Fuel caches, munitions caches, but whatever the case, I don't think Qhunter should be floating 1,000 manpower. I definitely say that's a bit much. Even if he's eventually setting up here for a Panther in the near future, he can still easily go for something else. We still have plenty of manpower to spare by the time we can, call the Panther in there. So I do think that's a bit of a slip there, tactically. Artillery firing off in the south, machine here supported by the Stummel, holding off parts of the Australian advance here under Tony Montana. Sturmpanzer there bouncing a shot. And far up north here, German Panzer forces with a bit of light support here, quickly dodging the main axis of advance here from Laconia. In the center, the Australian assessing force backed up now by triple anti-tank guns. Good lord. So many anti-tank guns. That's definitely a bit much. But again, because of the way it's just easy to manage, has become very standard. Pentafleet's dashing in close here. Panzers are getting wiped. Definitely a bit of slip here by Bambone, that's costing them quite a bit. Should have good chance taking out the Crusader tank and probably decrewing that 6-pounder gun again. But could see a Panther knocked out by the Steward if it uses marked target ability. Might even need that, to be honest. There you go. Triple anti-tanks arriving. One Panther 3 down. Second down in a matter of seconds. Again, just a lot of anti-tank firepower there. And just, again, easily able to remaneuver again. Definitely not a fan of just the sheer mobility of anti-tank guns in CoH3 currently. South side, Panzer guns pushing forward here. Qhunter continues to float immense amounts of manpower. He's calling a Hummel though. But that makes it even less sure then why he's saving all up that manpower then if he's not setting up for a Panther. That said, not Vespa, I mean not Hummel, damn it. Well, I don't know why that happened. But anyways, probably the Humber then in my mind again make that slightly weird connection. But either way, I messed up. Back to the point though, he needs to start spending some of that damn manpower, period. Holy smoke, 17-pounder gun, we are getting that. But it's also holy smokes, like this is such a great artillery target. Like the Humber was able to shoot at this. He's not aware. Such a missed opportunity. Like this is the, or maybe not. This is so absurd though. Like had the Vespa known about this, started bombarding. Oh man, that could have been GG for Tony Montana instantly. That said, it's still pretty bad for Laconia, who just saw 2 sections, dropping a Bren gun in the process. Vespa called in again here, but Qhunter posing up to 2 Vespas now. That is a lot of self-propelled artillery. Sturmel and Sturmpanzering south of perhaps planning a southern flank. That could be a pretty decent idea. But we'll have to see what he's actually planning. Second Vespa moving out here. They see a lighter Feldhaubitz mounted on the Panther II chassis. There would of course also be the Hummel featuring cause a much bigger gun, but they would also have a variety of other improvised self-propelled artillery options. Going easy with the Australians again, just getting mauled. And there you go, both Vespas there pummeling the 17-pounder gun. I'm a bit surprised it went for both the 17-pounder gun and the Archer at the same time. Seems a bit like an overcommitment to me from Tony Montana. But if you're really concerned about Panthers and Tigers, it does also make sense on a level. It's not like it's terrible, just perhaps not optimal. There you go, 17-pounder gun crew abandoned after getting hammered there by 2 Vespas. But Qhunter continues to float like an immense amount of manpower. Back here's Laconia and to Bambone. Keep doing it, damn it. That is focusing. I'm talking about stuff. Oh, 250 knocked out here. Great work. Grenades off there. Commanders flanking in from North Australia, doing what they can. Almost got the 17-pounder gun in placement. And we got armor service here for Bambone. Likely will be going for a Tiger tank here because, well, any medium armor will get shredded by the triple anti-tank guns. Even a Tiger tank, of course, will have to be careful. Assuming also factor in the Archer, but at least it's going to have a better chance of surviving than a Panzer III. Meanwhile, besides flooding manpower, he's got like, significant chunks of his force just not doing too much. I feel like Qhunter's getting a bit too passive here, both on a tactical level and a strategic level, and definitely not something you want to be doing. I do think that is a considerable mistake, as it means it's kind of Bambone doing all of the work at the moment.
The enemy has claimed our territory for their own.
So I do think Qhunter needs to pick up the slack a bit, to put it generously. Can he swing for that centre victory point? We still got a big lead for the Germans. And who knows, maybe it's that that's causing Qhunter to be a bit relaxed, but at the same time, him, giving the Allies this much slack does also mean they have a better chance of staging a comeback. So, I do think Qhunter really strongly needs to start spending some manpower on something more useful than, collecting dust. Grenade self-artillery off there as well. More massive artillery strikes, Panzer goes there, push back.
They only have 100 points.
Less than 100 points left there for the Allies. Qhunter Sturmpanzers busy there, go ripping through the Australians.
We have lost the sector.
And the Vespa's just hanging back. Bambone rushing in. He has probably gone for armoured support, though we haven't seen much from him. He's also not... Oh, he does have the logic that he's got the battlefield salvage. Double archers here out of Tony Montana. Wow. 2 archers. That is definitely a bit incredible. And over here to Qhunter. Actually has gone for a Panther. At least it's not floating, I suppose, that much manpower anymore. Though, he is still floating a fair bit. In the south, we got the Germany trying to deal with the sappers. They can't capture the point because of Mechanized allowing the Germans to contest the point. Fairly cheeky stuff there. Also got two artillery barrage here for Qhunter. Lunge gun situation up here, and attempt to grab northern victory points quickly halted here. We got two LMG commandos out for Laconia. And we got the officers' quarters out there for Qhunter. Trying to get their hands on the centre. German forces encountering severe resistance here from Australian forces. So they average encountering severe resistance from German artillery, almost wiping out one of the Australian sections. That was a really close call there for ToniM Montana. There we go. Officers' quarters up. Panther gaining Messenger 1. And the next bonus for future experience gain. Note that the Vesper actually gets the veterancy from the officers' quarters or the Luftwaffe company. The Panzer company and Luftwaffe company, rather. I mean, upgrades there. So quick note there on that one. Wrecking the anti-tank guns. Another stinging blow here. Particularly ToniM Montana. That's actually, I think, Laconia all the way though. Heavy losses there. Anti-tank guns gone. Destroyed. Annihilated. Strong Panzer pushing in here. Actually, yeah, it actually was ToniM Montana there. Who's now lost all of his anti-tank guns. Germans now really going on the offensive. They've sensed weakness and they're looking to exploit. But there you go. Archers to the rescue. We do get a loiter here. Going after the British tanks, but somehow not doing a lot of damage, relatively speaking. And the German assault in the centre has kind of fallen through here. It didn't manage to achieve any objectives, and the Allies continue to claim to it. We get ToniM Montana here with some armoured vehicle training. Thumbs up, always a good upgrade to have. Packs getting attacked. We got machine gun there that he's dealing with parts of the flanking assault here out of ToniM Montana. Sturmpanzer there, hard at work. Massive artillery strikes in there. Got the Sturmpanzer with the archers. Playing for blow there to Qhunter. Bit of a painful blow. Back to Laconia and back to Bambone. And we got here Laconia with a bishop. Going for a bit more artillery here. Archers is hoping to get some lucky shots in there. South side actually still quite wide open. I mean, the Allies aren't really doing much about the south when they could be doing a lot more. I do think that is a bit risky in some regards. Then again, they're probably looking to just maintain more close front lines. They can always defend to other points, but I think by striking in the south, they might be able to draw forces away from the center, and that way, achieve more in the center that way without bleeding as much. Other way. Bishop around here for Laconia right about now. As for Bambone, he's very close to that Tiger tank, the Tiger.
Report. The enemy
There you go, Tiger has arrived. 74 points left for the Allies. They really need to change the strategic tune of this match, or they're going to lose this very soon. Crusade knocked down here by attacking troops of the Kampfgruppe Burchardt. The Panther, they're doing a lot of damage. Australians moving forwards. Big push here by ToniM Montana. Looking to claim to the center. We've got the Pack 40 here set up as well. Archers keep it up, taking the Panther down to very little health there. But an artillery strike on the center there is halting the British advance. Fine precious respite for the Kampfgruppe Burchardt. And oh dear, we got here assault flares. Haven't seen that one in a while. Oh, lost sight of things. He lost the Panther escort. We got machine gun swap as well there. Starting to look a lot less ideal here for Qhunter. A lot less ideal. Tiger moving ahead. Now Green's moving forwards. Stummel somehow surviving that. Very lucky there for Qhunter. Insanely so, if anything. The Allies have managed to stop the bleeding. They had 61, the X's at 342. Still a big gap. And there you go. Now it's the Tiger tanks' time to suffer the wrath of the archers. Like French cavalry at Clichy. The British archers continue to make a mockery of things. Panzer speeding forwards. Commandos almost wiped out though. This could get a bit uncomfortable there for Laconia once more, but no, fortune seems to smile upon him. They may not smile up. Oh yeah, on the other commando section, which gets utterly pasted across the ground. But now the center's falling once more to the German right, to the German army. Grenadiers and pioneers swiftly looking to lay claim to it from the hands of the British. And we got triple archers out of Tony Montana. Triple. I think that's the first time I've seen that many of them in like one place. That is a bit frightening of anything. Certainly bad news for any tanks to be caught on the receiving end of that many 17-pounder guns. Got the Stukas of us there for Bambone. An interesting choice there. Now, still not doing much about the south, but neither are the Germans. War cashes out of the Allies. Still got those Vespers.
Shock veterans have been relinquished to us.
Quickly bouncing on the center here. And we got Starstorm there out of Qhunter finally. Thumbs up to that at least. And in the center, Australia continues to be a massive threat here to Axis. And the Shinga team is about to get wiped out. Bit of a slip there. And immediately destroyed by the triple archers. Barely any time to register had been decrewed before it got utterly smashed into oblivion.
Victory point is under enemy control.
50 versus 324. And there you go, Stukas Australian section turned into goulash. The second wave of German troops arriving to contest the centre. Tiger advancing. And there you go, triple volley here. And I think he even used the marked target ability, yes, of the Stud, almost allowing them just to take them out in one go. It suffered immense amounts of damage from that. The Crusaders could theoretically dive in and finish it off here before the ability wears off with a bit of luck. Looks like it doesn't happen, but oh dear. In the center, units wiped out. Starstorm already wiped out. Oh dear. And the Crusaders diving in. They get the Tiger tank courtesy of the Stud's marked target ability. Really highlighting how good it is, but Laconia's lost it and lost most of his other stuff as well. This is turning horrific. Almost had the Vespers. 2 Panther at least is on the scene there, and only 1 Ace Crusader crew managed to get out of it. Archers are still operating in turn as well though. Heavy losses on all sides. But the Germans at least have more victory points to give up. The Allies don't, and so they have a much less room for error. Up north in attempt to push here is going to be halted by the pin-up machine in this there. 44 versus 317. And there we go, Crusader spots the Ace Stummel, but it's too fast. The Stummel's trying to catch up with it and gets knocked out. Definitely a bit of slip there by Qhunter to keep it out that for so long. Allowing here Laconia to score just 1 more victory before he retreats back to space with that Crusader tank.
Armed and ready.
Fresh Starstorm up for Qhunter, thumbs up. Stukas for swordsman forwards. German guns are just sounding off constantly. As close to constantly as they can. Against the sheer allied numbers being unleashed against them. Stukas firing off here. Oh dear, firing at empty ground.
Enemy forces have captured.
And now we got the British advancing directly against the German base here. Nope. Calls off the push, at least for the archers. Australian troops are meanwhile dissuaded from advancing any further by the Starstorm, which is the only good way to dissuade anyone from advancing any further that is with an MG-42.
Artillery batteries are requesting orders, Commandant.
Back to ToniM and back to Qhunter. We got 2 Starstorm squads, so maybe didn't lose that first one after all. He's lost all the Panzer Grenadiers. He's just got Starstorm Grenadiers, Panther, 2 best. And arguably, obviously, the Starstorm also Panzer Grenadiers in a sense. In fact, they're historically more accurate to Panzer Grenadiers for most of the war. But that's another story. Another archer out here. That's going to be 4 archers out of ToniM. Good God. That seems a bit excessive.
Territory sector lost.
That's definitely a first. And of course, all that being screened by the Australians. But there you go. Starstorm catching that. We still got marked target here. Australians arriving into the Starstorm are actually kind of losing out here. Because they cannot match all those Australians. They're not with their recce packages. So how are the Axis forces going to respond to all of these many archers? Well, that's definitely not going to be easy. And the shoots misses, but we got artillery hitting one of the archers. 39 has turned 40. The gap is slowly shrinking, but it's still quite big here. The Grenadiers defeating, but it really haven't got Southern Victory Point. I immediately dissuaded that. We got the archers still moving forward. They're going for the Panther here. Almost knocking it out here again, like just... Kind of feels like ToniM is just focusing on just Alpha Strike tactics, just beams like just as much fire as need just immediately wipe the unit. No matter what it is, infantry or armor. $39 is 229. That's only going to require the Axis to get a bit smart about this. I mean, if they can flank the archers with some tanks, they could do it, but that's going to be tough. We'll have to see what they do. Oh, that was a hell of a hit here. Of course, the goal is just to deal with the Australians. At which point the archers are going to be quite vulnerable and not able to deal with any of the German infantry. But there you go, Crusader, of course, still in the move. Archers destroying another support weapon, in this case an anti-tank gun. Starstorm being pummeled here by the Crusaders and the Australians here. So much conflict. We got an incendiary bombardment run here out of Laconia. We got 3rd Starstorm score, but the first one got wiped. The losses are just so ruthless. 39 is 227. Allied forces are going for a triple cap here in the Reich. You've almost got it going again. Almost. Meanwhile, the Panther receiving most needed repairs.
Victory point is under enemy control.
Fresh Starstorm squad out. Here we go. Almost got the triple cap here. Almost. Almost.
Alarm! All victory points are under
There you
enemy
go.
control.
Triple cap on. We got 39 to 28.
Points remain. We are losing our grasp.
Got a larger deployment force here from Bambone there up north. You don't smoke there. Sadly, a sensible move. 39 versus 181. The gap continues to close. But we got a German pushing the south again. They're both sort of ignoring the center, which has to strengthen its weaknesses. Depends on how the Allies react, because the Allies could like just then more easily just respond to either player with both focusing them down, or they could split up, which could give the Germans a better chance of resisting as well. So we'll have to see what they do. It seems like that they are going to split up instead of like just gunning for one plane there. Got Starstorming up, splitting off for that southern victory point. And got those marksman shots. Starstorm already down to the half health, in fact less than that. Quickly forced off. And we got all of those tank destroyers, all of those archers just roaming about here. They're getting hounded by the Grenadiers up north here. Laconia dashes through, and let's put back to his perspective with pretty much almost only tanks now and a bit of infantry. Actually has gone for an anti-aircraft track, so thumbs up to that. Go to Bambone. Got a Panther. The Panther got knocked out here by the quad archers. Did cost him one archer, but I think an archer for a Panther is a pretty good trade-off. Another Starstorm squad wiped out here. Really not having a great time with those Starstorm against all these trains. There you go, machine gun wiped out here, or Panther wiped out here. Bit of a stinging blow there to Bambone. And the Ace anti-tank wiped out the Australians as well there. We'll see the Grenadiers get wiped as well, who knows? Got the Stukas forced to try and take them out, but it's not working on. There you go, anti-tank destroyed. But we do see an archer there knocked out in return, by the looks of it. Meaning Tony Montana is down to his 2, isn't he? Yeah. Definitely a bit of a rare sight. Also got the British silly base as well there. Starstorm again, marksman target. This is strange for the recce packages and the TF and like your training. Just not getting great engagement at all for Qhunter. Far from it. So what we do? We get Bambone on the flank from the north here, but again the Australians can see they're making incredibly short work of the Ace Panzer Grenadiers. Do get more Starstorm out of Qhunter here. And finally get a bit of artillery there to force those Australians to get out of there. We got 27 versus 131. Allied forces back to that triple cap here. The Germans are steadily running out of time now.
Armed and ready.
There we go, more Starstorm out here for Qhunter. And more Crusader tanks for Laconia. So we've got up to 4 of them. Crusaders Raging Forces do have that Panther 4 to deal with them, but on its own, it's not going to be enough to have all these Crusader tanks. We got the Archers, of course, already. There we go. Panzer Pioneer Squad wiped out. And we got the Grenadiers and the Starstorm now trying to make a run for it, but they're getting absolutely pulverized as well here by the British guns. 27 versus 96. Allied force managed to bring the Germans down to less than 100 victory points. They definitely turned things around, and the Germans have just sort of floundered in comparison. I mean, it probably has been helped again by like Qhunter just constantly floating so much manpower at like critical times. No, the Stukas was bashed. Almost had one of Tony Montana's archers there, and there you go. More damage inflicted. We do get a sneaky grenade off here on Laconia's Crusaders, but nowhere enough to like do any significant damage. 27 versus 92. Starstorm getting ready. 27 versus 87. The gap continues to close very slowly. Got a field infirmary up there for Laconia.
We have lost control of a victory point.
Interesting pick there. Let's use a bit this late into the game. Comes along there with supply surplus. It's just not quite as commonly used in 2v2. Then Starstorm the catching the strengths and of course the artillery. But the Starstorm already like, you know, been rendered a bit haggard. They will need reinforcement, in this case merging and some healing. We got more Panther fleets from Bambone. 27 versus 60. 57, the triple cap still on. We got them to the northern point here. Hiding out from the machine gun nest here. Thumbs up to Bambone, but there you go. Crusaders coming in swinging. Guns blazing. Down just 2 men. That's going to be a goner there. And now it's the Panther Force time to get swamped here. Mines exploding on the retreating German troops here. Massive push here by Allied armor. And the Panther Fort goes down. A huge blow to Bambone in the center. An attempt to grab the victory upon this pretty much thwarted. And the south, Matilda from ToniM will go for that southern victory point. 27-22. The Allies have finally overtaken the Germans. Finally. Down to just 19 points here. And begun incendiary barrage. And with that, they get resignation. GG, game over. A loss for the Reich, a victory for the Allies. Definitely some mistakes they made by the Germans. Particularly that massive foot from Qhunter. Also, I think a lack of flanking against the Allies definitely did not do them any favors either. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. We'll learn something from it. This is Imperial Dancing. Cheers and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye everyone.